Well, every now and then we are able to say there's some good news because Senators Mark Kelly and Alyssa Slotkin were two of the 6 Democratic lawmakers and military intelligence veterans who were targeted by the Justice Department for making this video message to active service members. Take a look.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
Yeah. So earlier this week, because you know they were after them. Well, earlier this week, a grand jury decided not to indict the 6 lawmakers. But Kelly and Slotkin said the fight isn't over. Take a look.
This is a story about how Donald Trump and his cronies are trying to break our system in order to silence anyone who lawfully speaks out against them. And to send a signal to every American that they better think twice before they speak out, or they might be next.
To be clear, this is not about the content of this one video. Let's call it for what it is. The president is using our justice system to weaponize against his perceived enemies. If we have to sit here and take physical intimidation and legal intimidation to uphold the country we love, we will happily do that.
Yeah. So I saw it as, you know, whenever the justice system does what she's supposed to do, I'm always happy to see it because it means we're pushing slowly through. So do you think this grand jury decision is a sign that people really don't like what's happening in the country right now?
I think so, because if you think about it, you know, these are people that you just get the jury notice in the mail. They're average American citizens. There are about 23 of them generally.
And they about the grand jury.
The grand jury, and they sit and they listen to the evidence. And I will tell you, you know, the old adage, you can indict a ham sandwich. That is generally true. 99.997% of cases that federal prosecutors bring in front of the grand jury get indicted. But you got to have a damn good ham sandwich maker.
Right.
And the problem here is that we don't have that anymore. You have clown prosecutors with limited experience carrying out a partisan agenda, bringing cases in front of the grand jury, and these grand jurors spoke.
Well, I'm glad this grand jury ended up being vegetarian.
Yeah.
And did not indict the ham sandwich, and I commend them for doing their jobs as Americans and not being influenced by this politicized, weaponized Department of Justice. But we should also think as Americans, and it should piss us off, that they're wasting our taxpayer money.
Yeah,
These are the same people who had to go to 3 different jurisdictions to get somebody to sign off on indicting Don Lemon. The same people who indicted Tish James and James Comey, and only to have those indictments dismissed in a court of law. And so at the same time that they're wasting all of this money on sham prosecutions and weaponizing the justice system to silence, intimidate, and scare and paralyze people speaking up against them, they refuse to meet with the Epstein survivors.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so it's just like, to recall back to the previous conversation, makes no damn sense.
Well, thank you for clarifying it was a ham sandwich, because when I was speaking today, I was like, you can indict a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a ham sandwich.
It's a ham sandwich, and you got to have a good sandwich maker.
But it echoes what Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson said here the other day. The courts do work, and she does have faith in the courts to do what they're supposed to do. That's the one branch we can hopefully retain some faith in. But I agree with Anna that they're wasting all this time. They're wasting this energy and going after people when they could be efforting things like the Epstein files and helping these victims and doing things that the American people want across.
Yeah, again, I hate to bring up history again, but there's something called the Nuremberg defense, which basically states that acting under orders, illegal orders, does not relieve a person of responsibility under international law. These people were saying you do not have to obey an illegal order. And the illegal orders are the following: telling generals to send members into major cities to use them as training grounds, suggesting that troops shoot protesters in the legs, ordering unlawful military strikes on boats in international waters. Those are illegal orders, and these people are saying you don't have to follow that, and then they're saying that that is sedition because they're going against the order. Well, the Nuremberg trial proved that going against an illegal order is legit. Going for the illegal order is not acceptable
And can
in the
land
court
you
of
in
law.
jail.
Yeah.
And will
Which is
end you in
probably-
jail, which is what happened to
will
all those
happen
people.
which may
Right.
happen to several of the people who found themselves having to bomb those boats. We still don't know who is in those boats.
Right.
You know, and when you talk about the amount of money that these guys are burning through that belong to us,
Yeah.
and then he says he's going to sue the IRS for $60 billion.
That's our
and that,
money.
And yes,
Yeah.
and that he can put that money in his pocket.
Yes. Yeah.
See, look,
That's what it's
you
all
know,
Enough
about.
already with
you
him.
don't really want to fool with people's money like that.
Yeah.
People don't like it. They'll put up with a lot of stuff, but when you start going into people's money, taking money out their children's mouths, when you start taking money out of older people's mouths who have worked their whole lives to have the little bit of money they got, and here you talk about you could take it if you want it, sir, that is not a good way to get reelected.
He claims
Well, he
that that
can
money.
get reelected.
He
Well,
claims that
he
the
can do-
IRS money, he's going to give it to charity.
Well, he said he was going to give the plane away,
The Trump
too.
Foundation?
Who got the plane? Who got the plane?
He did.
You mean the Qatari plane?
The Qatari, he got the plane.
I don't think
Probably still debugging it. I mean, I can't
Where is
imagine
that
what was in
plane?
that plane.
Well, why can't we pawn that? Let's pawn that and get that. All right. That's just me being silly, but you know what I mean.